Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Dungeon Speak podcast, a D&D campaign based on Greek mythology. My name is Todd, and I will be the DM of this adventure. Now the players will say hello themselves.
Hello, I am Blouts. I play Dylan's a human bard.
Hello, my name is Darren, and I play Seltra, the Drow Artificer.
Hello, my name is Brittany, and I'll be playing Laurel, the half-elf paladin.
Hello, my name is Becca, and I play Mavari, the tiefling sorcerer.
Hello and salutations. I am James, and I will be playing the Great Sage Tirani.
Razmi. Razmi hears her name and slowly blinks her eyes open. Her body ached, and she slowly looked around. She could only see light shadows, basic outlines, and movements. Everything was a dull gray as her vision allowed. This gave her a few thoughts. Wherever she was, there was absolutely no discernible light. She heard a voice, but nothing blocked her view. Also, the air was stale and still. She could possibly be in some kind of cavern. Maybe the structure fell around her and saved her from the blast. Slowly, she climbed to her feet and looked around. It was not good. She was standing on some kind of hard and circular platform. As she picked her foot up and put it back down on the ground, beneath her foot rippled, like water, but yet it was a hard surface. She tried to objectify the material as she continued to look around. There was absolutely nothing. She slowly stepped to the edge of the platform and could see nothing. No bottom, no walls, and no ceiling. It was like she was floating in the middle of a large cavern. She called out,
Seltra? Ashna? Anyone?
Razmi.
Identify yourself.
It is okay, Razmi. I am a friend.
That seems highly unlikely. I don't recognize your voice. You have not undergone my 3 steps to my inner circle or the process of proving yourself in my 5 steps to friendship. A thesis I wrote in my 12th year of study in the Institute for Research and Development for History undergone by artifacts and archaeologists.
There was a moment of silence, and Razmi's hope for intelligent life in this gray space started to dwindle. It is true that I am unlike you in many ways. However, I wish to offer you knowledge. Knowledge that will help you save your people you care about, and find your lost friend.
I regret to inform you that I'm not prone to trust voices in the dark.
Of course. My name is Kronos. I am a being that has been imprisoned for many millennia, and I am sorry that I cannot talk to you in person.
I do not usually associate with criminals, but I was recently a prisoner. So I will make an exception. How are you going to help me?
You are special, Razmi. You did not survive a large blast. Your genetics did. Buried deep inside all of your people is an inherent magical affinity. Yours happens to be fire.
How do you know? This is one instance. If you would like to make sure, then we can set up studies and follow through with carefully calculated tests and experiments.
You're alive and your markings are red. That is the color of fire.
My eyes are green. Does that mean I can grow grass? Because there were a lot of barren areas around.
Razmi, this is important, and I need your help. Your people need your help. Seltra needs your help. At the mention of Seltra, Razmi's eyes drop and she sighs.
I do not even know you. You are a strange voice in the dark.
I know. I am not asking you to free me. I am asking you to learn. Through learning, you will stop countless people from being enslaved, and you will find and help Seltra find his way home.
I do not mean to sound blatantly ungrateful, but why don't you do this to him and give him directions home?
It is silent again for a moment, and Razmi hears a slight and steady breath being drawn. Seltra is dead. His soul is between 2 places right now. He is too far from home. There is an event that will happen. After that event, then his soul will be separated and placed into one space. Once there, he will have a spiritual body. My sister is helping to train another. She will be the anchor and the guide. Through training and time, you will be enabled to enact what needs to be done in order to free your friend.
How do you know? How will fire help? How do I know this is not a ploy in order to get information out of me about my home?
My sister knows a lot of things, and she knows that fire will be the salvation of many. Razmi, I have not asked you any questions.
Right. Okay. So where do we start?
We start with getting to know who you really are. Your line of family has always been who you are.
My people live many centuries.
Time has never been an issue for me. After Razmi accepts to learn from Kronos, the strange voice in the dark, she undergoes hard studying. She is used to studying, researching, taking notes, and acting on certain knowledge. However, the studying she does in this empty space is more physically exerting. She trains her body to be strained. She strains her body to bring to bear the natural magic deep within her, and she trains to think tactically under pressure. After what feels like years of studying, she is trying to form a shape of fire, a shape that can give her a hand when she needs it. She is unable to form anything solid, and fireballs start exploding around her. The bright fire frightens her. The pulse of the blast pushes her, and Kronos' yelling to try harder causes her to have a lapse in judgment. She steps backwards from one explosion, and she steps into another. Her eyes go wide as the fire wraps around her and engulfs her. She starts crying, knowing that she failed and is about to die again. Then it occurs to her that she feels no heat and her skin is not burning. She looks down and the markings across her arms, stomach, chest, and going up the left side of her face are glowing a bright red. She starts pulling back her tears. Why do you cry?
I'm afraid of failing.
As long as you are saving those you care about, then you will never be considered failing. Razmi smiles, narrows her eyes, and she thrusts her hand outwards as a ball of fire starts to form a shape. Sometime later, Kronos tells Razmi that it is time to wake up. Travel across the plains of Serul and to the beachside village that is known for the silk farms. Once there, find Sildra, help her, guide her, and defend her like the future depends on it.
What is so special about here?
That will be told in due time.
When will I see you?
When you free Seltra.
Okay. Time to go fight a war.
With that, Razmi wakes up. She is parched, hungry, covered in dust and small bits of rubble, and her clothes are torn and burned. She stands and starts dusting herself off, and then heads out the door of the structure. After exiting, she sees no signs of life. The camp is gone, the prisoners are gone, and hopefully, the captors are dead. She starts walking in a random direction. Then she looks at the sun, guesses the time of day, and finds south. She gets a few steps outside the city when she spots a deer. She uses fire to form a hand to grip the deer and bring it near. As it draws near, floating in the grasp of the hand, it cooks. Once it gets to her, it is decently well done deer. She pulls out an old and rusty dagger and starts cutting into it. A snapped twig jerks her attention to the south, and she sees an old man and a young boy, both of them looking disheveled, dirty, and the old man has a poorly made bow. Both parties just stare at each other for a moment.
Got any water?
The boy slowly nods and holds it up and walks towards her with wide eyes.
Would you like some meat?
The boy nods a little quicker this time and licks his lips. The father starts to speak, but instead rushes up with his bow drawn to be next to his son.
It is okay. I mean you no harm. I was with the group that was here excavating before the explosion that brought down the giant structure.
The man looks at her confused. That is impossible.
Unlikely, but explain.
That was 30 years ago.
Shit.
Razmi spent some time with the two before camping for the night. The next morning she bid them farewell, left the rest of the deer with them, and started off in the direction of the plains of Serul. The old man traded information and a crudely drawn map for a full belly. After walking for only half a day, Razmi came upon a caravan. It had a large metal boar ramming into the side of it. Gears were whirring and it was letting out a howling sound that would frighten most. However, Razmi spent the last 30 years, apparently, controlling fire. Razmi thrusts out her hand and fire lights down her arm as the boar is caught into fiery emulation. It begins to howl, then shrieks, and then it runs about 20 feet before exploding. The people of the caravan start to pile out, frightened, confused, and grateful. They ask how they could possibly repay someone as powerful as her. Razmi smiles.
I wouldn't say no to a ride.
Razmi spends the next month playing guard to innocent farmers and fishermen. They are all on their way to the coast to make a better life. Razmi, poring over the fallout of being unconscious for 30 years, answers any questions with vague responses. Once the caravan arrives, Razmi departs from them. They offer to give her coin in exchange for her help, but she only takes enough to buy clothes and food. They all wish each other the best, and she walks into this community. Razmi is drawn back by the friendliness at first, then the smell of salt in the air, then the general setting of cheerfulness. Razmi is greeted by numerous people. They offer a friendly hand, their name, and ask how she is. This occurs multiple times before she finally sees it. The ocean. She just stares. Shock, awe, and dismay wash over her with the afternoon ocean breeze. She is not sure how long she stood there, but she is snapped out of it when she hears an adorable sound. She turns to see a girl calling out for her mother. It is a very young elf of dark gray skin. She has long white hair and white pupils. She has purple markings on her arms and a small bit on each side of her face. An older elf greets her with a hug. Razmi smiles and looks above the pair at a sign for Silk Farms. Razmi stops smiling, starts walking closer, and notices some familiar features about the young girl. Then she sees a sign next to the farm identifier. It reads, "In loving memory of Seltra, beloved son and brother."
This is Brittany, and you're listening to the Dungeon Speak podcast.
Does anybody have anything they want to do before you'll wake up the next day? Anything at all?
Usual gear maintenance.
Alrighty. Any cardio that anybody wants to do?
Nah.
Nah, we're good. We
All
already
right.
went for a walk.
I mean, with the jokes going on in the chat, there was somebody else who might have gotten some cardio in.
I'm sorry, I didn't see any of that. Alrighty. So
The
you
difference
guys...
is I wouldn't turn her down.
I think she's attractive, but I made her. So you guys wake up the next morning, and everybody's fully rested, full hit points, full spell slots, super recovered.
Come now, we're off to save the world.
Yeah, what, the world? I thought we were just saving,
One
this kingdom.
Oh, this demon thing ain't on just this continent.
I'm sure
I
it's
thought-
fine.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Let's
Says
go!
the people getting ready to leave.
I was under the impression this was just the kingdom. Oh no! Start sweating. All right.
So you guys pop out. And Tyr, you're a pretty magical fucker.
A little bit.
You feel a little strange. Like there's a bit of a breeze in this morning air that catches you, and it's just a slight little thing. And Mavari, with your stupid passive perception, you do notice that there are tracks going towards the forest, the small forest of animals. Lots of them. You even see a fucking bear.
Which is wild because we haven't seen any animals.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, that's a bear.
I was about to say, I'm not an expert in these kinds of things, so I point them out to who I would guess is an expert, to Blouts.
This guy's got weird shoes. Sorry.
Holy shit, that's a bear.
Something
Really?
weird. Something off in the area. I can't quite put my finger on it. Anybody else feel that?
It's the bear.
I mean, there is that
Holy shit,
sort
there
of...
really is a bear.
Yeah, those are
I know,
definitely
right?
bear tracks. For me, it's
No,
more
that's
like
a bear.
an ominous feeling, but nothing
It's weird.
creepy. And it's not the bear. The bear is not ominous, I assume.
Wind carries much magic this day.
I just feel like there's something.
We should be prepared. Make sure to watch your guard.
I agree.
Well, how far are we from the Sparta?
Can I roll Arcania to try to pick out what the hell's weird?
Sure, you can go ahead and roll Arcana. Blouts, you asked that, and then it occurs to you nobody around you has ever been there, so you don't have a good answer. But Mavari, you look up, the sky is the same, dark, blackened out. It seems to be centered ahead of you where you guys are going.
Yeah, that's gonna be a trouble.
See, I don't like those. They like I said, they're
Arcania
ominous.
was an 18.
Okay, so with an Arcana check of 18, you notice that there's no immediate magic going on, but you feel the lingering essence of magic exactly in the spot where you were, like something was recently dispelled that was decently powerful.
Be very much on your toes today. Seems like we might have had an ambush, and I think the bear might have ate it.
Well, that's very fortuitous.
Oh, good bear.
Very good bear. Either must not have been much of an ambush, or that must have been one
I
hell of a
can't-
bear.
Yeah, because I feel magic, but there doesn't seem to be any in play that I can detect.
Bears do
it
be
was
like
there,
that, so.
but it's not there now.
You don't think it's one of? Do you think maybe we're being followed? Do you think we should?
I think we had an ambush, and I really do think the bear ate him.
What kind of bear do you think it was?
Look, brown. Oh no, that was black.
Yeah.
Oh,
must
if it
not
have a
have been
polar bear, there might be feathers everywhere.
I have no idea what a polar bear is, but if it was
Those
a
are
brown
white
bear,
clouds.
if it's a brown bear, then But like I said, if it was a black bear,
It was a dark brown, maybe a black.
Maybe.
Either way.
not much of an ambush.
I was hoping to
Like I
get
said,
some
it was a hell
polar
of a
bear
bear.
feathers.
Look, either
What
way.
the hell?
Polar bear feather.
Yeah, look, what are you talking about? Look.
Is that like an Arctic owl bear?
What do you mean?
Bears don't have feathers, but an owl bear
Polar
does.
bears do.
Polar bears don't have feathers.
Yes, they do.
Not on this planet.
guys, focus.
You'll
We're burning.
hand tier a white feather. This is a polar bear feather.
Did you buy this from a merchant?
No. I got it from polar bear.
Guys, focus. We actually have something to do today.
Let's get moving, but be on your toes.
we shall. I'd like to get there before, like, that weird storm.
Before somebody slaps an
Great.
ambush on us.
Exactly. Let's move.
All right. So you guys move. You head south, away from the base of this mountain. And in front of you, mostly blocking your path, is a kind of short cliff. It's a plateau, goes up about 30 feet, plateaus. If you head to your left, going around it, or east, then you'll be able to shortly go around it. And if you do that, it's probably takes you about an hour to get around it. But once you do, you finally see civilization in front of you. And at this point, if you would please refer to Roll20. In front of you, you see what looks like the shittiest situation you could possibly want to find yourself in. That's me talking. If you're a hero, probably different. So you do see buildings that are made out of mostly clay and stone in front of you. They're roughly between 7 and 10 feet tall. Very small buildings. It looks like it fits one single family, one room at most. There's a lot of smoke going around. You do notice it is not fog. Like, Blouts would probably look at it and be like, oh, it's fog, and then look at it a little closer and recognize it immediately as smoke and not fog because he's the forest guy. You can see fires burning here and there. That gives you a few things that makes you worry. Blouts, you know that given the grass and these types of buildings, any fire that is currently lit should have already gone out, since you don't see any fighting, you don't see any creatures, you don't see any people immediately. Tier that kind of gives you the idea that this is possibly either magical fire or some kind of demon fire thing that you guys just haven't ran into yet. But yes, so immediately in front of you, you see 3 buildings, but past that you could see several more. And as you guys get closer, if you could please, there's a couple of things that are going to happen. Please make perception checks.
Persepi Rakowski.
Dear God.
Apparently, I'm no longer a Wolverine.
Oh, that's a 6 for me, DM.
Ooh.
Also a 6 for me, but that was a natural 1.
Oh, so basically you're looking at each other.
Seltra's looking at the sun.
And he looks at her, and she looks at him, and he looks at her.
How embarrassing.
It's not that uncommon.
Tier, what'd you get?
17.
Blouts.
26.
And Mavari.
I got a 23 with a natural 20.
Oh dear. Alright. Blouts, Mavari, and Tyr, you'll notice once they point it out. Laurel and Seltra, man, these buildings are small. That sucks. But you guys notice, and Mavari, you can react however you want, that's not a dark cloud ahead of you. It looks almost like it's moving slightly. And you are at this point probably about a mile away from it.
Is it? What is it if it's not a dark cloud?
I think the deities are at foot right now.
If you rolled better than a 26, I would tell you. But unfortunately...
What better do you need?
Let's get moving.
The only two who could roll higher than a 26 is Tyr and Blouts if on a nat 20.
They are in the sky. You can see that it's not a dark cloud and it's moving, but that's it.
Oh, I'm only just saying about the better than 26. Other than that, yeah, no, they're fucking a mile away. What can we see about that?
Thank you for being understanding. Becca, go fuck yourself.
No thank you.
My concern is just the terminology roll better than a 26.
Yeah,
well, yeah, I mean, if
that
you
was
had
my gripe.
if you got like a 30, I'd have to tell you.
Not possible in this part.
Hold on, let me just
It
cast
is possible.
See without trace. It's the vision equivalent. It gives me a plus 30 to my perception rolls. That will be a 56. How was that, Todd?
I know specifically Brittany has made a character that got above 30 multiple times. I hated that character.
I'd love to do that.
Wait until I can get expertise in perception.
You'll be unable to roll for every perception check. I don't know why yet. I'll work on it. Alright, so you guys see that, and you start moving through this small village area. But before you do that, I need you to please roll initiative.
Because what if I don't?
It's not. You go last. It's not because you're about to fight. I know it's a metagame thing, but it's mostly because moving through here, it is dangerous. You are now in dangerous territory. So I don't want you to just freely move through here and then you end up on fire.
That is my favorite pastime.
All right, let's start with you. Becca, Mavari, what'd you get?
I haven't rolled.
Hold on. I haven't gotten to use this in a while.
I rolled a 13.
13, yes ma'am. And Tyr.
13 and I have a 2.
I think Mavari has higher. Does she?
Yeah, it's +3.
Okay.
Then you win.
Laurel.
That's an 11 for me.
Seltra.
18.
And Blouts. 6. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Now that's
All right.
embarrassing.
I'm the dexterous one.
Wait. There we go.
No shit, right?
Alright. So Seltra, you guys don't have to go exactly. You can hold your turn and just kind of be like, well, I want to move the same time. Like, let's pretend that Seltra wanted to walk behind Laurel because she's a tank. He could be like, I want to stay behind Laurel and go after her. I'd be like, okay.
And he could watch her fuzzy butt.
I believe are you half elf right now or werewolf?
Elf, half elf. I have no reason to be a werewolf right now.
Also in full plate, not nothing against her form. And just I'm just watching it's like watching a cookie.
You seem to
sheet.
find great interest in metal.
It's like watching a cookie sheet. I'm not really getting much out of it.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
The thought is really funny.
All right, D&D for you people. All right, Seltra, you go first. Do you want to do anything? Do you want to move up? Do you want a perception? Do you want to check? Do you want to detect? What do you want to do?
I want to look around and see. You said this place looks disheveled.
Yes. So it looks like there have been fights going on. There are fires spattered all over the place. You can see to your left there is, and my bad for leaving this out, there is a river running parallel to this village and to you guys heading south as you move around this little plateau. But it looks like the plateau almost provides like a wall and funnel between this river and the plateau for this village. But you did hear, I don't remember by who, that Sparta uses the mountains around it as kind of natural walls and protection.
Let's see.
Might have been Ayala.
So if it looks like this place has been in combat, and it looks like we might be going into a place that has seen some damage, as a precaution, I am going to cast... Oh, what is this last? Okay. I am going to cast Warding Bond and give a ring to Laurel. Warding Bond gives creates a connection between myself and a target of my choosing. They gain, as long as they are within 60 feet of me, they gain +1 to their AC and all saving throws and have resistance to all damage.
Nice.
Problem is, whatever damage they take, I take it too.
Oof.
I remember
Full
that.
strategy. Let's see how this plays out.
Because I'm using this bow, that's why I'm doing that, because this way we're both not getting hit.
All right. Do you want to move up into the cluster of buildings, or do you want to wait for somebody with more armor?
I will wait for Laurel to move forward, because
Fair enough.
there's no point in me casting this spell and then getting punched in the mouth.
Mavari. Mavari, what would you like to do,
So
if anything?
with my perception check that I made, we can see that shit's on fire.
Yes.
Okay.
The fire gives you that clue.
Yeah. I'm gonna move
Can you see it?
just a little bit to right about here where over by Blouts, I've moved away from being next to Tyr and Laurel, and I've moved a little closer to what looks like a river. Do the buildings look on fire, or is it the ground around us looks like it's on fire?
Okay, so I can't actually see your vision stuff. I don't know how to do that. But can you see the fire between the buildings?
I can see the smoke. I can only go see vision about 60 feet. So
Oh. Okay. You can't see the source of the fire yet, but you can see like flickerings of it reflecting off buildings in front of you, to your left.
okay. So I'm not looking. It has the fire spread further, or is it just looks like it's just forward, like further out?
It looks like it's further out.
Okay.
You can't really see yet if it's spreading, but since these buildings in front of you aren't on fire, that's a good sign.
Okay, that's what I was trying to understand.
Yes, ma'am.
How thick is the smoke?
It's pretty thick. You feel like standing directly in it would slightly obscure your vision.
Would there be anything, like smelling it, or like is it so thick that we would cough if we inhaled too much?
Too much, yes. Breathing normally, just light and shallow normal breaths, you'll be just fine. But if you're in there swinging weapons or something like, I don't know, Bloods of Laurel, then you might have issues.
Okay, got it. What do I want to do with this information?
Build a boat and go down the river.
We do have a boat. We do have a boat. No, I'm going to hold my turn. I just wanted to get a little closer to the river if be. Just wait for like Blouts and Laurel to move up.
Okay. Tyr, you're somehow before everybody else. What would you like to do?
I'll move up to look over the area and determine, because we got a lake in front of us, or a river in front of us too, so that'll be hard going for some people in plate. To check ahead if there might be a bridge, or what's the situation of the city here as we go to move forward.
It looks like there's a lot of smoke, and you don't see any people or hear any people.
That's not good.
So far, it's just really dark and quiet, with smoke and the flickerings of fire in the distance. And the river is still.
Well, Blouts, why don't you take a haste, and I will hold from there.
So you're hasting Blouts.
We kind of need to get moving. And where there's smoke,
Alright.
there's fire. Usually.
Well, I hope it's true.
I really don't.
Oh, you don't know the song. You know, they say where there's smoke, there's fire. Well, I hope. Never mind. All right. Laurel, it is your turn.
I will move. So somebody's gonna make the first move. So I'm going to move forward about a good 20 feet. Yeah, about 20 feet ahead. And I'm going to wait for Blouts to move any further, because I'm not trying to run up and, immediately get roundhouse kicked by something that I can't see. So, and I'm holding an action. If a demon, devil, monster comes within hitting range, I will strike.
Yes, ma'am. I will let them know.
All right.
God, I hope
I'm sorry, that's the end of my turn.
Alrighty. Razmi is just going to step up behind Blouts and Genielle and Mavari and just kind of talk softly to herself, and you're going to see a shimmer go around her as she mage armors up. Blouts, it is your turn. Red Bull.
Oh boy, I'm really fast now. He's going to first. He's going to stroll on up. He's jittering because of haste. He walks up, the 15 feet instead of 20 for him, because he was in front of Laurel at the time, beside Laurel, and he's going to place a hand on her shoulder. And he's going to cast for the first time protection from energy, fire.
Ooh.
For the duration, the willing creature you touch has resistance to one damage type of your choice: acid, cold, fire, thunder, or lightning.
Nice.
Is she willing? You
Yeah.
didn't say anything. I mean, she doesn't know what you're doing.
I mean, I assume that, that he's going to
Are you willing, Laurel?
Yeah.
Insight
Are you willing
check. No, it's fine. So, I'm kidding.
A
you have resistance to fire.
A red dragon spirit wraps its wings around you protectively, and a small spectral red dragon is hugging you, basically.
Nice.
Keeping you safe from
and
fire.
Steady and warm.
So, you have protection from energy, fire. That was my action. I have a hasted action and bonus action. I'm going to step a little bit forward. Just make sure. Going closer to a building. And can I use my hasted action or bonus action to do a perception check?
That is a very good question. No.
No?
No, the action has to be attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use object.
Okay. I just wanted to check with you.
What's your passive perception?
17.
Okay.
So he kind of just steps forward, holds his sword and shield up. Bonus action, he'll call out its command word just to light it afire. Because might as well add more fire to this mess.
Yeah, as you step up to these buildings, kind of in between them, you can see to your left there is a bit of a thicker smoke cloud there. It is very dark. In front of you, kind of to your right, you should be able to start seeing fire? Question mark?
I do in fact see fire, yes.
Hey!
So he does witness that.
Yes.
So he'll hold here, keeping an eye out, and Geniel will move up beside him with his 40 feet, so the dragons are up, ready to go.
Okie dokie.
That'll be turn.
Alrighty. Oh man, I thought this thing would count rounds. Balls. Alright. So, as we go into the next round, that super dark area, as you guys stand there for a second, Mr. Bloutz and Geniel, you see that behind you, as you kind of step up, Laurel, you see like this black cloud form behind Bloutz and Geniel all of a sudden. And it looks strange, and you're looking at it, and then you kind of make out the figure of it, as it looks like it's starting to move, you almost see a claw and arm that is coming down on Geniel. Does a 25 hit Geniel?
Yeah, his AC is only 18.
Okay. So he is going to take... shit, let me get my calculator. He's going to take 43 points of psychic damage as this creature comes up and forms behind it and comes down on him with like this kind of black cloud, foggy form. And you just hear like this heavy breathing as opposed to a natural roar or something you might have heard in other ones.
Horrendous.
Yikes. That is almost all of his health.
Yes. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, and then it's stuck there because I don't know how to read stat blocks. Nope. Well, I guess he could move away. Yeah, it's not as... Yeah, because there's a bunch of people behind him. So, after he does that, he is going to just kind of float through Geniel and back towards the dark clouds. Geniel and Bloutz, if you would like to take attacks of opportunity. Laurel, if you have reach, you would be able to. I don't know if you can do 10 feet or not.
I unfortunately cannot.
14 for for Bloutz, and then let me just check the goodest boys attack bonus. It's only 8 plus 7. A 25 for Geniel.
Those actually both hit.
Alright, so I did call out that he did activate his sword's flames last turn, so on his bonus action. So Bloutz's sword for some reason glitched out for a second. They take 10 points of slashing, magical, and 3 points of fire.
Alrighty. You notice that as your sword is going through this creature that's almost see-through, the fire doesn't seem to connect real well.
And then they take 7 points of piercing and 5 points of lightning from Genielle.
Alrighty. Kind of the same thing with the lightning. As the lightning strikes, it seems to hit the ground through it instead of it.
That's fun.
Yes. Alrighty. Next, it is Seltra's turn. Seltra, you saw this thing kind of appear or materialize behind Blotz and Genielle, swing down at Genielle, and then float through it, trying to run away. Or running away.
Whoops. Let me see.
I just realized that he probably got one more attack, and he definitely did, but it's fine.
Let's see.
I forgot to bring up the dodge action that Genielle takes every turn, so...
Yeah, it would have hit anyways. I rolled 25, not 24.
Morale. And myself. Let me see. I'll move closer. I am going to step forward to about... Let's see. Dynamic writing. To move a little bit closer to Laurel. At an angle behind Laurel. Let's see. I'll make sure I can move there. I should be able to. Alright, that is all of my movement to get to where I am. So I am 30 feet from Bloutz, about 10 feet from Laurel. I am going to cast Aid on myself, Bloutz, and Laurel. So all of our maximum hit points go up by 5. Did I say in front of, or did I say... No. So all of our max hit points go. Mine, Laurel's, and Bloutz's hit points go. Maximum goes up by 5.
That's gonna come in handy.
And then for my bonus action, I will have LFD walk over beside... Hold on, let me see if we can make it to Bloutz, because LFD can deflect attacks. Alright, yeah. LFD's going to run up next to Bloutz. So if he gets attacked again, he can impose disadvantage for at least one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be my turn.
Alrighty. Next up is Mavari. Mavari, what would you like to do?
I am going to... I can still reach the river if need be. Mavari looks back at poor Razvi because she doesn't really want to leave her there, but she's going to move forward past Seltra over this way towards like what looks to be like a hill, so she can get a better view on to see if she can find that smoke-like creature and have a better eye on like Bloutz and Genielle.
You can, in fact, see it.
I can see it?
Just barely.
Okay. That's good then.
It looks like it was retreating into the black smoke.
Okay. I'm going to cast Sacred Flame onto it if it could make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, it most certainly can, madam.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Hold on, let me see if it gets advantage. Oh, that's not good. All the other demons get advantage? Come on. That's a 7 total?
Yeah, that definitely does not make it. The DC was a 16.
I feel like we were almost there.
Yeah, just almost.
Oh, shit.
Let me roll damage.
You just expected it was gonna fail?
Yeah, most of the time it does.
Nice.
Dex is an easy thing to beat.
It is actually a dexterous creature. It just didn't roll very well.
That is 11 points of radiant damage.
I'm sorry, how much?
11.
Okay. So, with all the perceptive people up there, minus LFD, you notice the breath or the breathing that it did when it was attacking Genielle, you hear that do that again, but in kind of a shrill sound, as if that really hurt it.
Perfect. That is the end of my turn.
Alrighty. Next up is Tyr. Tyr, you're on the direct opposite side of the building from where this creature is. Probably where you want to stay. But you saw this creature appear behind Guignel, swing down at it, and then it kind of ran and retreated back into the black smoke behind this building in the dark areas. And then you saw Mavari run over there and radiate the shit out of it, and it screamed a little bit. Kind of a weird, breathy voice.
That's the side I need to be then. Am I able to see it since she could see it from this range?
Yes, you can see it. What's your passive perception? It's good, I think.
If I roll a 10 and 18. So 10 plus 8.
Okay, yeah. So you can see it.
It will take a resonant bolt. Radiant
what
bolt.
now? Oh.
I am using a Wizard Sage special that allows me to change any element to an element I have a spell for at that level. And turning the firebolt into a radiant bolt.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's a really useful effect for wizards.
It yells, counter spell! Suddenly, it learns common. Alright, so go ahead and roll to hit this really high AC.
Hold on. I am looking up my ads for this particular type. Okay. 15. I rolled shit. Not absolute shit, but pretty close.
That is a hit.
That's a surprise.
We can say it doesn't hit if you want.
Nah. I already went that far.
It's a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
Why does that
Right?
sound really familiar?
Because it's from Star Wars.
Oh. Yay.
Fucking
But
You
not
know, one of
Reese's.
the good ones.
2d10
Yeah.
and I hit a 5. Beautiful.
Oof.
Now I'm back to tears rolling.
All right. I will say same thing that happened with Mavari. You see it reacting very strongly towards this radiant energy.
All done.
Alrighty. If you're all done, Laurel, it's your turn. Now, I'm aware of what Laurel specializes in, so if you could just like hang back, learn to knit or something, that'd be swell.
I've got a couple days to retirement. I could burn a couple. I could burn a couple smites. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna run up to the dark ominous cloud, revealing. Oh, it's dark ominous cloud. Okay, cool.
It covers itself. Ah!
I am the only person in the party that has no rage spells. So let's just hope to God this works out for me. Let's do this. With my radiant longsword.
Yeah, so whenever you run up there into the thick of the smoke, like I told Mavari earlier, you feel like it's a little wet on your lungs. It's not hurting, it's not heavy, but you feel like if you were here for a prolonged period of time or doing something very exerting, then it would probably affect you. But otherwise, it's a little harder to see, but you're fine at the moment.
Still can't be that. That still doesn't sound like it's very fun to breathe in, though. That's a 25 and a 17 to hit DM.
Those both hit.
Okay, so one-handed like I always do. Let's do that.
I was a little worried that this guy had 2 hit points, but you know what? I'm not worried anymore. I forgot how many of you can do radiant damage. Or turn your shit into radiant.
I was like, that's literally my entire build. It's mostly radiant damage.
Mine's not,
8
but the conversion's nice.
It is very nice. 18 on the first hit.
18 slashing?
Yes.
Oh, wait, no, you do...
Oh, forgive me. I do... Let me see. So I do 12 slashing damage and 6 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then for the second hit, I'm going to put a smite on that one.
If you could ever see a shadow cast fear on its face, you see that now.
Alrighty, cool. That's wonderful for me. Unfortunately, I don't translate smoke. Don't understand it. Okay, so then that is... Okay, so then that's 8 slashing damage, plus 5 radiant damage, plus do I get to add some bonuses onto this DM?
What, did you want to roll the smite?
Yes, I do.
Bollocks. Yes, you do.
Okay, I'm just gonna burn.
It is in fact a fiend.
I'm gonna burn a. Just gonna burn a first level because I know that I need to serve.
The big fight's coming.
Yeah, pretty much. So then that is going to be 8 plus blah blah blah. Okay, so that's 3d8. Yeah, that's 3d8. Waiting for somebody to correct me, but I know I guess that's right. So
Is it a level 1 smite?
Yeah,
yes.
it's 3D.
Then it's 3d8.
Okay, double check it. 13 radiant damage.
Oh. Yeah, you hear it. It's like a strange shrieking sound, as if somebody's covering their mouth while shrieking. Like, you can hear it, but you don't think people far away can hear it. And it's more off-putting than anything.
And then I'm going to... Oh, wait, no. Okay, no. Alright, no, I'm good. I thought I had something a little more in the bonus action, but I don't, so I'm good.
I'm trying to remember how many attacks you have. Is that it? For real?
Huh?
I can't remember how many attacks Laurel has.
I only have 2.
Okay. Alright. So, after that, and it's a shadow, so I can't really tell you how it looks, but it's dark.
Fair.
So there's that.
Very fair.
What he's not telling you is it's a small, fleeing tiefling child.
The existential
What the fuck?
nightmare.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. He just sounded that'd be awful.
Shooting in the dark.
Not that much damage can be dealt by a child.
It's a really
Rasmi.
strong tiefling.
Jesus. So she's going to walk up next to Tyr, and she's going to cast Firebolt. And Tyr, you are going to see that her arms are kind of like doing a weird flickering thing, but she rolls really high, so that helps. And then she's going to do a lousy amount of damage because he has resistance. But that is that. After that, Blouse, it is your turn.
Let's see what's happening. We'll talk about that tonight.
She's kind of like, gives you like a weird, like weak smile. She's like, Blouse, it is.
Point at the smoky monster. Apparently we're in Lost now.
Love that show.
Hunter's Mark. And then he's going to run up and he's swinging thrice.
Alrighty. You do, as somebody who was far off and then running closer, even if it was only about 30 feet, you can see a clear difference. Like, it being in the smoke made a big difference. You can see it a lot better being next to Laurel than you could being next to Ginyel.
25, 17, and 26.
Why are you rolling so high against the guy with low AC? Like, what the fuck?
To spite you, I guess?
Fair enough. They all hit.
The first hit's going to be 15 points of slashing, 8 points of fire. The second hit's going to be a beautiful 17 points of slashing, 12 points of fire. The third hit...
As you go to swing with the third hit, it seems to evaporate and disappear into the black smoke as it just evaporates.
And he stabs into the ground after it.
Yeah, you hear that kind of like weird muffled shrill sound that Laurel heard, and then just nothing. It's dark. All you hear is the breathing of Laurel next to you.
But that sucked.
Yeah, but let's not dawdle. I know that some of these spells have a time limit. We need to make the most of it.
And the final thing he'll do is move a bit more forward. And then Ginyel would run after him.
Alright. So running up, or moving up, you can see a bit of trees along the bank here of this river as it winds down. You can see, you're kind of going between buildings. And Mavari, I will say you can see a little bit of torchlight in the very distance to your right as the fight has kind of ended. And as a perceptive person, you're probably looking around for more threats. That's something you notice, kind of moving around the cliff of this plateau, or the wall of it. But Blouse, you do see between the buildings, there seems to be a large amount of fire. But Seltra, it is your turn. The threat seems to be on the GM later, so you're safe now. What would you like to do?
I will advance to behind, like just around Laurel. I don't want to go too far. I'll have LFD kind of whoop 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 over here next to Ginyel. I don't think I have anything that'll really help in this situation. I don't want to go too far because I don't want to get hit. Let's see.
You'll be fine.
And let's see. I don't have the ability to cast spells through a familiar, so I won't do that. Oh, wait, no, I can. You can cast spells with a range of touch. I will have Randall go up to Blouts, and I'll cast Cure Wounds on him. Not at second level, because I only got one more of those. So you're going to get a first
full health.
Oh, you are? I thought you were still hurt. Never mind, I won't do that.
No, Ginyel was.
Ah.
I was debating whether to say anything. I was like, I don't know. But Seltra did see Ginyel get hit.
Nearly bodied.
Well, it wasn't a physical hit. It was the arm moved down and then kind of just went through Ginyel, and then Ginyel felt it, but there are no actual scratch marks.
All right, well, then I will have Randall stay with me.
Well, no, you can still heal him. It's just that's how it manifests. Is it doesn't leave behind physical marks. Like it's all psychic damage.
No offense to Ginyel, but I don't want to blow a spell slot on something we could summon back.
Oh yeah, no, he can be summoned back as a first level spell at full health, so technically I have a free summon of him.
I have so much regret for not doing that second hit.
I will, Seltra will just, I have an action. Okay, yeah. So Seltra will keep his bow ready, and if another smoke monster appears, he'll shoot it.
Alrighty. Mavari, what do you want to do?
I saw the torchlight off into the distance, but everyone else is going the other way.
I don't know if you can see that or not. Blue.
I can see your ping, yeah.
Okay. It's kind of in that distance. Can you see this one right here?
Yeah, I can see the buildings over there.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see a little bit of the light in there. So, she's gonna head towards where everyone else was because she wants to stay with the group. But she is going to point out that she saw torches off to the other side. It's safer, so she's gonna run up to where the demon was dispatched. Is that like between a house?
Yes. So, by you right now are houses. Well, you think they might be houses. Just very small, simple houses. Looking at them, they don't look like anything you would ever live in. And probably the closest you could relate it to is a slave's house.
I didn't have slaves in my world, but she's gonna move around.
Did y'all have poor people?
We had servants. Yeah, she's gonna move around this way, and she's gonna be looking for more sources of the fire.
Alrighty. You don't see any immediately. It seems to be towards the middle of this little village.
Okay.
So far.
I think as she doesn't want to be like too far up, so she's gonna doop right around there. So. It's scary being up in melee range when you are squishy. So, yeah.
Don't worry, it's fine.
That's the end of my... Wait, for safety, I'm going to cast Blade Ward onto myself.
Okay.
And now that's the end of my turn.
Alrighty. At the end of your turn. Tyr, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I moved forward, standing just behind Laurel, and I am not real into pain, so let her go first. I'm very progressive.
Okay. Laurel, you got two very brave men behind you, Mavar in front of you. You see LFD and Ginyel. They're a little bit through the black smoke, so you can't see them too great. And then Blouts, well, he's just kind of looking around.
Very funny. You said that, Mavar, you said that you pointed out that there was a light in the distance, and but we're going in the opposite direction. You pointed that out.
Yeah.
Mavar, do you think it's safe? Yes or no?
I don't know, but we should probably stick together just in case.
All right, let's head to the light. It might mean people, and then I'll start actually maneuvering.
Maybe we should look for the source of the fire first.
Well, yeah, that's why we're going there. Gonna start heading east on the map. West. Thank you. West on the map. Shush. West on the map. West on the map. Towards the flame, and I'm hoping I'm not staring at a mountain. I'm staring at a mountain. Okay, all right. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
You can see as you head that way between the building and the plateau itself that the plateau cliffside seems to be running parallel to these buildings.
Ooh, okay.
And you can see some trees in front of you with the smoke.
Okay, can I see the light that Mavari pointed out now that I'm actually looking in that direction?
Can you see my ping?
Hold on. I gotta zoom out a little bit. Yeah, I can see your
Okay.
thing.
You can see a little bit of torchlight kind of right there.
Okay, alright. Okay, so yeah. Alright, cool. Well, I can't really do anything. So yeah, I just move, but I'm not gonna move too fast so we can all move together.
Okay.
Alright. I see it my turn.
Alrighty. After that, Razmi is going to walk towards the river, about 25 feet, and then she's going to hold out her hand and concentrate, and you're going to see like a, 5-foot ball of water kind of pull up out of the river and start moving her direction, as she is going to try to bring water to the fire. Blouts, it is your turn. What would you like to do? You can see fire in front of you to your right, thick smoke to your left, and of course with the fire. And then you see trees to your left with the river, and you are amongst many buildings at this point. All of them simple.
Laurel began moving a different direction, but he doesn't know where she's going. Because she went around a building and he can't see past that building.
I mean, I said where I was going. Mavari mentioned the light, and I said we'll move there because that might mean people.
Oh, I actually didn't know that was in character.
Yeah, no. I mean, I wanted to let people know. I mean, look, why would I just immediately change direction without explaining myself? Yeah, no.
You're a paladin amongst demons. You don't have to say shit.
Well, yeah, but I'm also a paladin amongst friends who need to know what I'm doing.
It's like a truck driver getting stuck in traffic. It's fine.
Well, if she did say it out loud, then yeah, he would actually go back and start following that way. So that was...
Yeah.
Don't forget you are hasted.
15 feet. That would be 25 feet, so 40 feet total to get to Laurel. And he would move 20 feet up in front of her past these funny buildings. I guess 15 feet would be fine.
All right.
And Genielle would fly back over towards him again, so he would make it right behind him. And then Blatz and Genielle would both take the dodge action to keep moving forward.
All right.
Taking up a frontward position so that everyone can stay behind the two tanky people.
Yeah, and you can see the same thing as her. Fire to your south, in between all the buildings. Black smoke in front of you. Cliff plateau wall to your right. And you can see kind of the torchlight in the distance. Actually, you have that devil sight shit, right?
Yeah.
So you can actually see, I think. Hold on, let me
Yeah.
measure you real quick. Yeah, so you can actually see there's a building.
Yeah, the building over this way.
Yeah.
To the
You
east.
Yeah. Yes, to the a gentleman's east, or west as we call it.
See here, you two.
You can actually see the makings of a building, and it does not look like fire or battle has touched it. From what you can see so far, that's it. All right. After that, all good, homie. Seltra, it is your turn.
Let's see. Everybody goes that way. I don't want to leave I don't want to leave the squishies behind, even though myself am not exactly the strongest, especially with this spell going on. 5, 10, 15, 20. I will go behind Laurel, where I can still see what Mavari, Razmi, and Tyr are up to, and I will have the bow at the ready. But I don't want to go too far, because I don't want to get, smacked in the mouth. And I'll have LFD stand between Mavari and Tyr, so if anything goes after them, he can knock it out of the way.
That is fair. Okay.
Or, eat the damage and blow up so they don't have to. And then I'll just if I see another smoke monster thingy, I'll hold my action to shoot it.
Done. Mavari, what do you want to do?
I see everyone else going that way, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna move closer again. Can I see that fire now?
I don't know. Can you?
I can see the fire.
Yes, you could see fire.
Okay, so there's a house. Is that the biggest source of fire? Is there anything else going on?
You see what you see.
Move a little closer then. Oh, there's a lot of fire. Okay. Do I see people? Do I just see the fire?
Would you like to make a perception check?
I would like to make a perception check. I'm not good at them, but I'm gonna. 14!
You think, and I'm using your passive and your roll right here, but you think you hear a slight sobbing, like a deep, slight sobbing, coming from your left.
Got it. Is that Weast?
That's Nouth.
Okay. So, was that my action to use the perception check?
Bonus, fuck it.
Oh, okay, so for
Just don't tell your
my
friends.
action... Okay, for my action, I'm going to cast, Control Water, because I can see the river still. And I'm going to use something called Redirect Flow. And I can redirect the flow of the river towards the fire.
Huh.
Brilliant. Magnificent.
Razmia watches this with all the struggle that she did to get 5 feet of water as you make this river go through there. And she just narrows her eyes at you.
She went to the wrong teacher.
Just imagine her balling it up in her hands and just throwing it down.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah, she takes and she'll redirect the river towards the fire. And it can go around buildings and over buildings if need to. It can scale walls according to the spell.
Huh.
But I don't want to crush the buildings. I want to put the fire out, gently cause the river to push through and get the ground. And if the buildings are on fire, she doesn't want to smush them with the power of the river. She just wants to put the fire out.
Yeah, here's the thing. You're annoying me.
I love that. That's my favorite thing to do.
So... Alright, are you looking at Roll20?
I am.
Okay. So, a little bit south of you, and to the east, about right here, where the river moves through, you see it actually looks like it parts a little bit as it goes through there. And a little bit about your west, by about 20 feet, you see it kind of does the same thing. And the fire takes a little bit more effort than you think it should, but the river would be able to eventually put it out. It might take, that's not going to take all day or anything, but just a little bit more than normal.
Okay, so since I saw the river part around what looks to be nothing, Mavari is going to yell help and see how quickly the party retreats back to help her.
Where is Mavari?
They don't know. That's the thing. They'd have to find her.
God,
They know where they left her.
She's over here.
They know where they left her. So, but yeah, she yells help. And that is the end of my turn.
All right. Next it is Tyr. Tyr, you see exactly what Mabari's doing. All she did was yell help, so I can't really give you more than that.
So the bending was out of space? Because I was just about to cast Shape Water to help her with that.
You weren't looking exactly at it. Like, she would have been as the caster itself. So I can't give it to you for free, like,
All right.
with her.
Yeah, I don't think you can control or use shape water if I'm controlling the river.
Well, there's more river.
Oh, right.
I don't know if that's how it works. It just makes sense to me.
It controls any and all water, but yeah, you're controlling that. So I could use it to have a greater effect with it in spreading it out as it leaves your control, but that would have to be accepted, I assume.
Okay.
There's your acceptance.
All right. Well, I don't know where's the problem. I don't see it.
I'm sorry. So Tyr walks in front of Bombari to be between all of these buildings and closer to the fire. And you're wanting to do what? Just kind of help her put out the fire?
Cast Shape Water to shape it for better distribution. Because a lot of times you use a lot of stuff, you have little control over it. But if you have fine control, which Shape Water will allow me to do, it allow me to help her get greater effect out of it. Or at least that was my thought process.
No, I have this weird image in my head of two people like snaking and whipping around this stream of water.
Trying
this
two people to hold on to a water
village
fire hose?
Yeah, sort of. It's strange, but okay. So you are helping her fling around this water.
To better put out the fire. But when she said help, all right, where I don't see a problem.
I mean, that is fair. So you're helping her, as far as you know, for what she did. Laurel, it is your turn. You got Ginyel, Blautz, and Seltra. I mean, Seltra's like right on you, though, so you probably know about him.
Okay, well, when Bavari shouts help, like, immediately Laurel is just like, oh my god, oh no. I look behind and I don't see where Bavari is. I'm like, oh no! So, I am going to... How am I going to approach this? I'm going to tell Seltra and Blautz, like, Mavari is in trouble, and then I'm going to... Let's see... Because I guess I can go where I last left her, which would be here. Like, I guess, like, around the corner of this building where LFD is. So I'm gonna use my 30 movement to run to LFD and see if I can see her. And then... I can see her, correct?
Yeah, to your right around the corner of the building, you see her.
Okay, cool. And then I'm going to actually use the rest of my action. Like, I see her, like, putting out the fire. And then I'm going to run to her side. And I'm like, Mavari, what is it? What's wrong?
Mavari is going to point towards the... Well, not point, because she can't. Her hands are busy. But she's going to, like, motion and be like, look for the discrepancies in the water.
I look very confused. Discrepancies in the water as I'm watching you, like, shoot water at the fire?
It's not like she's shooting water. Just think of, like, the river has been, changed from it's going down... The path it's following has been shifted towards the town.
Oh, okay. So
you should be able to... Mavari was able to see some things where the water bend around it. That's what she...
Oh, it's like water displacement?
I mean, there is a limit to it.
Invisible?
There is a limit to it, but it's a large limit. So you're not to being restricted yet.
Okay, cool. Okay, you say look for discrepancies in the water?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of time to respond. That's what I said.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna look confused. Just look at the water, like.
Do you want to use a bonus action and do a perception check?
I shall do that because I have no idea what the heck she's talking about. All right, perception. Look for discrepancies. It's water. I don't. Looks like water to me, boss. Ooh, okay, dirty 20.
You see a discrepancy in the damn water.
Ooh.
I need to kill Mavari. You see two.
Ooh.
In front of you, by about 20 feet, you see it parting just barely, as if there was a piece of 2x4 sticking up, or I guess a tree. And it seems to be going around it. Like, it's not a lot, just barely.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could see two tiers right, or west, by about 10 feet. It seems to be doing the same thing.
Okay. Well, I used everything, so I cannot remove those discrepancies. But I will just let Mavari know if that's the case.
Fair enough.
About the discrepancies.
After that, Resmi drops her control water and just kind of like saunters up.
Brasby, you can help.
I feel bad.
Oh.
She like holds up a firebolt in her hand and holds it, waiting for something. She's like, it's okay. I'm gonna hit it with my little fire. I got this. It's fine. Show offs. Blouse. It is your turn. You're far away from everybody, but you're also hasted. So what would you like to do?
Well, everyone just suddenly turned around and running that way.
Mm-hmm.
I was under the impression we were going towards the building on the west side.
I did.
You heard the
mention
help.
That. Yeah, I did mention that Mavari was crying for help and said she was in trouble. That's why I immediately changed direction.
Damn, we went from yelling help to crying help.
I don't know, man. Look, man.
Mabari, get your shit together.
Did she sound concerned or just like she needed a little bit of assistance?
It was definitely I need assistance, not like I'm perishing.
Lord help me, I'm gonna die.
Okay.
Didn't matter, Laurel. Help is help.
He has good enough insight to notice that difference.
Mm-hmm.
How far away is that building? He could make it to the building using his hasted action to dash. But
The
everyone's
undamaged lit building.
Yeah, that's what's confused. So, yeah, he's going to hasted action dash, bonus action tell Ganyel to get a move on to come with him, and he's going to run across this like cliff side and go straight towards the window to the right of the building as he approaches it. And with him and Ganyel peeking through, does he see anything inside the building?
He does. He sees an altar, a sacrificial altar. He sees a podium, statues. It looks like a place of religious significance. You can tell that right off. But further details, you'll need to do a bit more than peeking in the window.
Cult bullshit.
Peeking in the blinders.
Can he interact and open the window? Is the window openable?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Use his normal action to open the window, and I guess he'll just... Can he climb through it with his last 20 feet? Or 40 feet of movement, technically, because he dashed?
Alrighty. As you get inside, you do see... It looks a little tossed inside. Like somebody has been in here and did some shit. But at the same time, the braziers are lit, torches are lit, and it looks undamaged. There's no blood in here. There's no dead people. The statue that's in front of you, in front of this window, behind the altar, it looks to be intact completely.
What does the statue look like?
It looks like a woman who is wearing a simple tunic, and she has a branch with leaves on it in her hand, but no weapon and no armor.
Sounds familiar. He doesn't care.
Fair
and
enough.
I guess he'll just bunker down there, end his turn.
Strangely,
Alrighty.
I have to ask. Anybody we've met on the battlefield?
Trying to remember Blouts. Blouts. Hold on, Todd needs a moment. Yes.
Oh.
No?
I remember something
Blouts.
about branches.
Okay, so Blouts recognizes the face, not the branch, but he recognizes the tunic and the face. The face has a stern expression on it, and he recognizes it as the face of somebody that Mavari was talking to outside of Delphi. A brief conversation.
Outside of Delphi?
Yeah, I'm going to leave you with that and move on.
Okay.
Seltra, it is your turn. Everybody left.
I saw which way they ran. I was in front of Laurel, so I would have to. Let me see. They all went this direction because the shadows covering them up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could. How do you see as the players? Is that a thing?
Yes, actually.
Oh, well, how?
Click on. Oh, never mind. You'd have to. It would have to restart you as seeing as the players. You don't want to do that.
No. Fuck it.
All right. Where are the discrepancies? Where's the leak, man?
You want to use your bonus action to make a perception check, or do you want to wait for somebody to tell you?
I'll use my bonus action.
Alrighty, go ahead and bone it up.
Phrasing.
Seems fine to me. What's wrong with a good bone?
Uh-oh.
Can be any worse than the last episode.
It really can't.
Alright, so Seltra, what did you get?
22.
Alright, so I'm gonna give you good news. I'm gonna give you bad news, alright? You can see slightly in front of you, towards the river, a little bit to the right of the trees, behind Laurel as you're looking at her. You can see a discrepancy in the water, like where it's flowing, because apparently they're gods of water now. You can see it splitting like like it's going around trees. That's the good news. Here's the bad news. You're looking around and you're looking to see exactly where this discrepancy is. And as you turn, you get to about a 360 when you see right beside you, less than a foot away, the water is splitting like there's a tree, but it's invisible.
Better luck next time, bitch.